Hey folks, welcome back to Life on Beagle Road.
And more of Vlogust. Yeah! Vlogust! The chickens are dispatched and processed and all packaged and all that kind of good stuff. We sold about half the chicken that we harvested, and the rest is going in our freezer. I do want to try to can some chicken, but I will get around to that. That is not the point of this video, though. There's lots more coming on that chicken stuff, but in the meantime, I've got to tell you guys something, and we're gonna hope Kenny doesn't notice. If you missed a few episodes back or you're new to our channel, you may know that neither Kenny nor I currently have like real jobs. Yeah. Kenny's situation is intentional. He left his full-time job about 2 years ago and has been doing a lot of custom woodworking since then. That means I'm supposed to have the real job, right? Yeah. Well, I don't right now. But, you know, that's okay. I've been doing some freelance kind of stuff and gives us more chance to do all the things around our little farm here that we need to do. Well, today I was very busy in the kitchen preserving food, and the girls, for the most part, were like around. Kenny was out and about. He had to go do some measurements and an estimate for a client. Robbie went with him, and yeah, the girls were helping me in the kitchen. And then they decided to go outside and play, which is totally normal, right? A great part of having all this property is you just send your kids outside and they have fun. We got some pretty significant rain last night, but it's been fairly dry, so wasn't like excessively muddy. There was one little spot over here that was wet and the ducks were getting into, no big deal. Just, you know, normal stuff here, normal way our yard looks. Well, next thing I know, Emerson walks in the door absolutely covered in mud. And I'm like, oh, were you guys in the creek? And she's like, no, we were riding the four-wheeler. Where? Where were you riding the four-wheeler that you're so covered in mud? The puddle after the rain was this big, just this puddle right here. Give you a little context. Just that. How do two little girls on an electric four-wheeler, I mean, it's basically a glorified Power Wheel, do that kind of damage in like 15 minutes? How? Now, the major problems with this puddle in the yard are, number one, when I told Kenny that we had to get four-wheelers, even ones that, you know, Bridget could ride, was he said don't tear up the yard with them. I think that's what he meant about tearing up the yard. And the other thing is, I've been watching a lot of TikTok lately, so he's gonna think that I was just sitting in here watching TikTok, letting the kids run amok, and they did that. Do you think I can tell him the ducks did it? Do you think, like, yeah, I mean, ducks are really destructive and messy. The ducks did it. Yeah. The ducks did it. It's getting dark, so he's not gonna see it tonight. Maybe it will just keep storming and then it'll like wash it away so it won't look like it was torn up by tires, and then it will just look like storm damage. I mean, we had a flood that took away sheets of plywood down there. So it could have been that. It could be, yeah. Ooh, this is a good one. That and the ducks. It was the storm and the ducks. Yes. Okay. Got it. Did I ever tell you guys about the time that I ran into the garage door and didn't tell Kenny until he noticed like a week later? So came home late one night, must have been at like soccer or something. I don't know. Everyone was asleep in the car. I had to go close the chicken coop. And so I'm like, well, I'm just going to leave the car running because I think it was cold. And I'm just going to leave them sleep. I'm going to close the chicken coop and then I'll carry everybody in so that the coop's closed and, you know, we don't end up with any psychotic raccoons in there. But close the coop, walking back to the car, and I hear this sound. I forgot to put the car in park and it rolled into the garage door. Kids didn't wake up. It was very low speed and they were all still wearing their seatbelts. So that was fine. So I just put the car back, took everyone inside, and then I just like pushed the garage door out a little bit. And that took him a little while to notice that that happened because we don't like open and close the garage doors all the time. I guess what I'm trying to say is I'm a little bit notorious for destroying stuff and not telling Kenny right away. Oh, like the time I got the Kubota stuck for 3 days. I thought I could drive over like a little tiny tree and it got stuck and I tried to get it out, but I couldn't. And then I just waited until he was like, hey, where's the tractor? Well, you see, yeah, I should probably just tell him, huh? Because he always gets madder when I don't tell him. You know, like we tell our kids. Just tell the truth. You'll get in less trouble. But sometimes I don't tell him stuff and he never finds out. How about that? I'm not telling you what those times were because, you know, he'll eventually watch this video. Okay, I'm going to tell him, but I don't have to do it until tomorrow because it's dark and, you know, I just really don't want to get into it tonight, tomorrow. And plus, like I said, the rain will probably come back and wash it away. It won't look so bad. And then at least it won't be so horrific when he sees it.
What the heck is going on in this front yard? Like, what? Are you flipping kidding me?
I do not know what you are referring to.
There is a giant mud puddle. It's like not even a mud puddle anymore. It's just like 15 feet of mud.
There was a hurricane.
Courtney, were you flipping TikToking? Tell me you were on TikTok and you weren't watching the kids.
Look at this. Look at this. I am fermenting. I made sauce. I was not TikToking.
This is BS. You were on that phone, you weren't watching those kids, and they tore it up with the four-wheeler. Tell me, what was it?
The ducks did it.
That's BS because I saw that four-wheeler and it is covered in mud. I told you, I didn't want the ducks, and I told you not to use the four-wheelers in the front yard. Not cool.
The ducks were on the four-wheeler?
Mm-hmm.
I was also drinking?
Of course you were. How much wine is left?
I was drinking whiskey? Hey, why are you yelling at the kids?
Because they're not adults and they weren't on TikTok.
I'm only a little bit of an adult. Hey, who started driving through the mud out there? It wasn't Bridget, it was you. It was you. Alright, so I am gonna go send Kenny some of the funniest TikToks I found today so that he...
This bottle's almost empty. Are you kidding me?
I mean, don't act like it was full, okay?
Uh-huh.
It was almost empty when the day started.
Then why is this one empty?
Because that one was almost empty at the start of the day, too.
You got problems. Well, this one is empty. I'll throw it away for you.
I just left it there previously. Forgot to throw it away. This is what happens when I don't have a job. This is why I have to have a job. See you on the next one.